In this part of the training, we are going to learn how to export the VR experience that we have created as a VR package, and then share it with other users, and see how we can start a VR collaboration session with other users. Before we begin, let's first talk about optimizing the VR experience. From the File menu, select Texture Optimization. Texture optimization lists all the texture maps types within the scene and displays their count and size. You are able then to delete a type of those textures, say for example all the normal maps from a scene. You are also able to remove duplicate maps and compress images, making them smaller in file size, as well as the ability to set a maximum size for textures and HDR maps in the scene, which is usually a good practice if you want to run the VR experience on a low-end device, such as a standalone VR headset or a mobile device. The output directory is where the compressed and modified maps will be placed, making sure that the original files are not tampered with, and you can return to them by opening a previous saved version of the file. Click Optimize to start the process. As you can see, the total size of the maps was reduced from around 24 megabytes to 0.6 megabyte. This will dramatically increase performance, but the quality might drop slightly, so be sure not to use very small resolution for images if you are concerned with the appearance. Close the Texture Optimization dialog and from the SimLab VR Viewer menu select Show in Viewer. From this dialog that we have been using to run the VR experience, you can access the Texture Optimization window as well, and in addition to that, you can access the settings. The first option from the Settings window optimizes the package by merging static objects into a single object without affecting the interactions that you have in the scene. This option is recommended to always be on, since it improves the performance greatly. Unless you want to modify objects' appearances separately in the VR viewer, then in that case, disable this option. You also have the option to protect the VR package and not allow SimLab Composer or SimLab VR Studio to open the VR package that you are about to export. Additionally, you can enable and disable some of the options that are available in SimLab VR Viewer during the runtime of the VR experience. Close the dialog and let's export the VR package. From the SimLab VR Viewer menu select Export VR Package. Type a name for the file and click Save. In the export options, fill in a title, a publisher's name, and a description. You can also click on the thumbnail to the right and select an image as the thumbnail for the VR package. Click OK to export the VR package. Now open SimLab VR Viewer. If you haven't logged into SimLab VR Viewer before, you will be directed to the SimLab Models tab, where you will find tutorials on how to interact with objects during the VR experience, as well as some examples that you can run and view. Click Sign In and enter your SimLab account's credentials. Once you're signed in, click the Add Model button at the top right corner. Navigate to the VR package you have just saved and select it and click Open. In the Add Model dialog, you are able to modify the details of the VR package you created, and you also have the option to upload the model to the cloud server. Uploading the model is needed if you are planning to share the model with others, or if you intend to access the model from a different device, so toggle this option on and click OK. Once the model is uploaded, you can now share it with other users. From the Contacts panel to the left, click the Add icon, then type in the email address of the user you want to share the model with. If he's not an existing contact, then click OK. Now select the Toy Car VR experience and click on Share from the panel to the right. Select the contacts that you want to share the VR experience with and click OK. I have shared this VR experience with an alternative account that I own, so I will log into that account and show you how the other user will receive the VR experience. Once the other user logs in, he will have a new notification in the bottom left corner, and if he was to switch to the Shared Models tab, he will find the VR experience that you shared with him, where he then can double-click it to run it. I'm going to log back into my main account and show you how to start an online VR collaboration session. To start a collaboration session, select the VR experience and from the panel to the right, click Start Collaboration. Once inside the lobby, the server starts reading the VR package right away and you can invite other users. There are two ways to invite users. You can either use a link invitation or a contact invitation. Click on the link icon to generate an invitation link, then click the copy icon to copy the link and send it to any user using any chat communication medium, and they will be able to join by clicking that link. The other way to invite users is to click on Add Contacts and selecting the contacts that you already have and wish for them to join you in the collaboration session. An invitation will be sent to all the contacts you have added, and once they accept, a yellow indicator will appear next to their name and they'll begin readying up to start the collaboration session. You can use the chat panel to the left to communicate with them, as well as a mic and a speaker for a voice chat experience. Once all the users are lit green, select the mode in which you want to start the VR experience in, and then click Start. Initially, you, as the host, will be the only one capable of interacting with objects in the VR experience. To give other users that ability, click the middle mouse button to open the VR menu, then click on the interaction icon to enable it for other users. Now other users will be able to trigger, grab, and interact with any objects in the VR experience.